tassels are starting to pop up in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, so we're starting to get into the fungicide season of the year. So we're out here in our test plot, and you can kind of see we've had some goosenecking. But that doesn't mean that we can't still grow a pretty decent crop out here, and we got to do everything in our power to make sure we protect this crop, both as the ear itself and as the stalks down below. Fungicides can really help out and make sure that plant stays healthy on the leaves and help with keeping that stalk as healthy as possible, because we're going to need good healthy stalks to make sure these goosenecked corn plants make it to the end of the year. So at this time of the year, we'll start looking for disease. Obviously diseases are going to be worse in situations that you have more corn on corn, but it doesn't mean that corn on bean ground can't get disease either. The diseases for me that I worry about the most in our geography is northern corn leaf blight and gray leaf spot. Those two diseases will leave brown lesions on our corn plants. Gray leaf spot will kind of stay inside the veins, whereas the northern corn leaf blight will cause a cigar-shaped lesion along that leaf. And when we have leaves like this that were shredded up the other day, we want to make sure that we're protecting these plants as long as possible, because this area right here is a great place for an infection of a disease to take hold and take over. Now, why is that important? Well, corn plant is a determinate plant. These tassels are out. That means the last leaf has been generated by this corn plant. So there is no more help for these corn plants to pick up the slack if we have some damaged leaves down below. The other side is the development of the ear will start coming into play as well. So we want to make sure that the ears next, or the leaves next to the ear, are about as healthy as they can be, to make sure that we put test weight on and kernels on as the season progresses. Now, the last thing about fungicides is standability and stalk strength. Diseases like physoderma and anthracnose can cause some late season intactness issues, and we can take care of those with a fungicide. So having a good fungicide getting all the way down into the plant, down to the bottom as well, not just up on top, can play into it. And we have to pick a good strong fungicide that has both curative properties to make sure that we take care of what's on it, and residual properties to keep things from developing later on. So the last disease I haven't really talked about, and it's a relatively new one, is tar spot. Hopefully we don't see much of that this year, but if we start seeing some black tar pustules out there, that can be tar spot, and that can go kind of systemic and kill this plant off. So we got to be careful on that. Now, fungicides don't help with everything. We can get Gauss's wilt, and when we have this kind of storm damage, we can possibly have Gauss's wilt. And the reason why it doesn't is because that's a bacterial infection. So we have to make sure that we diagnose that one properly. It can kind of look like northern corn leaf blight, but it has some freckles in the lesions. So if you got any questions or anything, please give me or any of the other Northern Country agronomists a call. We can walk you right through it. It's not too bad. It's a little warm, but you know what? It's part of the service that we offer. The last thing on fungicides. The fungicide matters at the end of the day, but we also want to make sure that we have the proper additives with that fungicide too. And the best thing about fungicide, it gives us some opportunities for that. We can add insecticides to make sure that we don't have any silk clipping from northern corn leaf rootworm beetles. We can add boron to the mix as a micro. And the product that should always be in the tank no matter what is Master Lock from Winfield United. That is an adjuvant that helps penetrate the canopy, keep the plant wet, and get this stuff into the plant quickly. And ground rig or aerial rig, that should be in the tank automatically. So like I just said a few seconds ago, give me or one of the Northern Country agronomists that you work with a call, and we'll catch you next time.